I don't know what you're talking about, Butch. I don't know what you're talking about. You gotta believe me. You gotta believe me.
You're skating on thin ice, Johnny.
You're a very bad dog, Butch. A very bad dog.
It's time for Johnny's Desert Television Program.
So
Hi, and welcome to today's show.
How many lines?
And today we're going to...
Do I have on screen?
What the heck
with
are you
principal?
doing?
I'm on with my agent. She might have a part for me in one of those big franchisey films. You know, the one with the monsters and the cars and the people who do the stuff. Anyway,
Can you do that somewhere else? I'm doing my intro here.
oh, all right. Hey, I'm gonna have to call you back. He's doing his little influencer thing. Yeah, thanks. Bye.
All right. So that brings me to today's topic, Palm Springs and Hollywood. Now, Palm Springs became popular with the Hollywood elite back in the 1920s. And back then, the studios had what they called the studio system, where they had the actors under contract, and they had a lot of control over where they went and what they did. So they only allowed them to go so far away from the studio at any one time in case they needed them back for shoots or publicity or whatever. So within that boundary was Palm Springs. And it made for the perfect getaway to get away from the studios, the fans, paparazzi, whatever. So Hollywood and Palm Springs have had a long relationship, and they still do. So today we'll go around town and see some places and things that have that Hollywood-Palm Springs connection. So throughout today's episode you'll see stars, and these stars are all part of Palm Springs Walk of Stars. And this was started in 1992, and there are over 460 stars throughout the city, and they're dedicated to people from all walks of life. So today we'll see some stars of celebrities that had some significance with Palm Springs. So you ready to go Hollywood? Let's go. The Plaza Theater. When it opened in the 30s, they celebrated by holding the premiere of MGM's Camille, starring Greta Garbo and Robert Taylor, right here. The premiere of Camille was a big deal since at the time, Hollywood movie premieres were pretty much only held in New York or Hollywood. The theater also hosted performances by Bob Hope, Bing Crosby, Jack Benny, and others. For decades, it was the home of the fabulous Palm Springs Follies, which was a variety musical revue which every season featured a famous recording artist as the headliner. It is currently under extensive renovations that will restore it to its original 1930s splendor. So right behind me, right there, was the Racquet Club. And the Racquet Club was started by Charlie Farrell and Ralph Bellamy. They were both actors, and they were getting tired of being accused of hogging the tennis courts at other resorts, so they started their own club. And it became hugely popular with the Hollywood elite and celebrities and everybody. And legend has it, rumor has it, we'll call it legend, that Marilyn Monroe was discovered there, and the Bloody Mary was invented there in the bamboo room at the Racquet Club. The club started with only a few courts. As it grew in popularity, more courts were added, along with bungalows, a pool, and the bamboo room was also added. Sadly, now it stands vacant, awaiting a new owner who might hopefully restore it to former brilliance. I remember staying there in the 70s with my parents. It was fabulous. The bronze statue of Sonny Bono was created in 2001 by Emanuel Snitkowski. Sonny served as mayor of Palm Springs from 1988 to 1992. During his time as mayor, he helped create the Palm Springs International Film Festival, which has become a major industry event. This is the Smoke Tree Ranch. It was once home to Walt Disney. Well, twice, actually. When it opened in 1936, the Smoke Tree Ranch offered its guests an authentic Western experience. Walt Disney and his wife Lillian built a home on the property in 1948. In the early 1950s, Walt began working on a little amusement park idea. In order to help finance it, he sold his home at Smoke Tree. A few years later, when the park became a huge success, he and Lillian purchased another lot at Smoke Tree and built a second house there in 1957. Walt loved Smoke Tree, and he often wore neckties with the Smoke Tree logo embroidered on them. Now, if you visit Disneyland and some of the other Disney parks worldwide, you might see a statue of Walt and Mickey. Look closely at Walt's tie and you'll see the Smoke Tree logo. It's a little nod to how Palm Springs helped build his dreams.
Behind me is the Willows Inn. It was very popular with a lot of celebrities, and Albert Einstein stayed here a few times.
The Willows Inn is actually one of the oldest structures in Palm Springs. It has hosted many Hollywood celebs, including Clark Gable, Carole Lombard, Shirley Temple, and Albert Einstein was a frequent guest. It's still one of Palm Springs' most sought-after hotels.
This is Amin Casa. The original structure was built in the 20s and the 30s, and at one time it was Gloria Swanson's home.
As I said before, this was the home of Gloria Swanson. She had an extensive film career which dated back to the silent film era. One of her most notable roles, at least for me, was that of the tragic Norma Desmond in Billy Wilder's 1950 film Sunset Boulevard.
This is Copley's Restaurant, and this used to be the guest house of Cary Grant's estate in the 40s. And now it's a really great high-end restaurant, and so maybe you should stop by and have dinner with Cary sometime. This is the Ingleside Inn and Melvin's Restaurant.
Built by the heirs to the Pierce Arrow Motor Company, it became a haven for Hollywood's social circles. Guests included Elizabeth Taylor, Marlon Brando, and Marilyn Monroe. In the 1970s, a new owner opened the property to the public and added Melvin's Restaurant. It remains a Palm Springs favorite. The bronze statue of Lucy Ricardo was made in 1995 by Emanuel and Janet Snitkovsky. Lucy and Ricky Ricardo visited Palm Springs in an episode of I Love Lucy, but they never lived here. But their alter egos, Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, however, were residents of the desert.
This corner on Palm Canyon Drive is the approximate location of where the Chi-Chi Club used to stand. And the Chi-Chi Club was a hugely popular nightclub, and it attracted a lot of stars and a lot of great performers too.
The Chi-Chi Club hosted performances by Nat King Cole, Liberace, Louis Armstrong, and Eartha Kitt. But probably there were more celebrities in the audience than on the stage.
This is the Palm Springs Convention Center, and every year it's home to the awards ceremony of the Palm Springs International Film Festival. And odds are, if you get an award here, you're probably going to get one of those little gold guys. What are those called? Press the subscribe button if you haven't already, and the notification bell. And maybe the like button too. They all help me out and help the channel out. Thanks. So I stopped off again at coffee. And this is the north location. And it's kind of nice. It's a little courtyard with some shops and businesses, and it's real cozy and it's fun. It's a little different than the other one, the mid-century modern other location that we were at. But I want to thank you for joining me on my Hollywood Palm Springs Connection episode. It was a lot of fun to do, and I think there'll be more episodes like this on this topic, on this subject, because there's a lot of Hollywood Palm Springs Connection history. So look forward to more episodes on this topic. But I thank you for joining me. It was a lot of fun to do, and as always, love, be loved, and good night, Frankie.